This is Julien, and I'm here in Oslo, Norway. And what I want to talk about in this video here is how to stop being cringy. How to stop being a person where, you just put people off, you don't act appropriately to different situations, you just don't have the necessary social intelligence to get ahead in life. And this is something that's really lacking nowadays with social media, with Facebook, with Instagram, where we spend so much time online that we forget how to act in the real world. And social intelligence, how to not be cringy, isn't something that you're born with, by the way. You can be born completely cringe. It's a skill you develop, and it's a necessary skill if you want to get ahead. So what we're gonna do here is jump into a segment from last night's live event, where literally the best example happened, where I'm talking about this topic of how to not miss out on different opportunities, and someone interrupts and they're like, "Hey, Julien, let me tell this really cool story about what happened to me." And although I love the story, and it's a story that makes me look very good, because it wasn't appropriate to the context of what we're talking about, to the context that, hey, this is a live event and you're not alone, although that person's intentions were great and the story was most likely great, it just didn't click, and he became very cringy and off-putting to the entire room. It just killed the vibe, and I don't want that to be you. So we're gonna jump into it right now. Take this advice to heart, because you are screwed without this, and as always, enjoy. Here's the thing with being cringy or not having what I call social intelligence or social awareness, is that your message, who you are, what you're offering, what you're putting out there could be 1,000,000 out of 10. You could be the best person, but because you lack that social awareness of the context and what's appropriate to the context, you will repel people and they will not see that. So literally, this was the best example. We're cracking into a topic, we're starting to build it up. Finally, we're getting into a certain flow. Julien! And notice too, I saw it for a while, but I'm like, but let me keep talking about this. I'm like, okay, let's do a question. So with the job interview about me, I'm like, what does it have to do with the topic? We're building a flow, we're focused on this now, right? Great message, and I should love it more than anyone. It's a fucking live testimonial. It's the best thing ever, right? But it fucks the flow. And everyone kind of felt it like, we're getting into, right? It's really like you're about to fuck. It's like, make out, let's fucking do this. Let me turn on some Rick and Morty right now. Or let me turn on, do you guys ever hear there was like a meme that was going around like, do you know the Star Wars song? Like the Cantina song? Actually, let me see if I can find it. It's that fucking good. It's literally like the Star Wars Cantina song. This shit. Right? You know the song, huh? So it was a challenge. I didn't do this challenge. It was like a meme. And everyone was joking around like, $1,000,000 to the guy who can get a blowjob to this song. How ridiculous is it? Like, you're making out. Okay, blowjob. 1 second. Like, no one's gonna go out there and be like, what the fuck? Are you serious, dude? It just kills the vibe, right? It's completely out of context. Unless someone's like, oh yeah, that turns me on every time, the Cantina song. It doesn't turn anyone on. So one thing you must develop, and this doesn't come with the fact that you're born, it's a skill, is social intelligence, okay? And if you don't know this, it doesn't matter if you're a great person. Once more, it doesn't matter if there's chemistry or like, it's on. If you put that Cantina song, it's not gonna happen, right? It's just done. So you gotta learn this. And in terms of social intelligence, number one, it's identify the context, which is, what's the context now? We're a crowd, right? You're all here, you came to see moi, and we're diving into a topic, which is missing out on different opportunities. During that time, it's not appropriate to the context to, as an example, share a story. This actually happened last weekend in Helsinki. Someone's like, Julien, I'm like, what's your question? It's like, well, I just want to share a story that happened to me. I'm like, dude, I'd love actually to hear your story, and it could be a great story. But you know what? No one came here to see you. Right? Harsh, but it's true. You know, if I'm in the audience and say I go to a comedy show, this is something I actually love to do, going to a comedy show. And let's just say there's a comedian I want to see, and he has a certain amount of time on stage. That's his set. And he's doing his fucking jokes and shit, and I'm laughing. And then someone in the audience is like, hey. Everyone's like, what? Can I tell my joke? What am I gonna think? Dude, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear your joke. I didn't come here to hear your fucking joke. I came here to hear that person's joke, right? Or is it just me? Or does everyone hear everyone's fucking story and joke? No, you go to a comedy show to watch the comedians tell their jokes. That's the context. It's not time to share your life story. It could be a great life story. It could be an even better joke than the comedian's joke. But it's not appropriate and it lowers your value. Okay? If you're not aware of that, you will not be able to communicate who you are, what you have to share appropriately. Realize the context. Always identify the context. Even when you talk to people, even if you want to meet someone. Say, for example, you might really want to work for this person. You know, as an example, let's just take Jordan Belfort. Say you want to approach Jordan Belfort. What would most people do? They might go to an event or something and they see Jordan. And they're like, Jordan, that's Leo, but it's not really Leo. Let's do this. And say you're Jordan. So I'd come up and say you do the speech. I'll just be there. I'm like, Jordan. Then you're done. And I'm like, hey, Jordan. First thing everyone says, hey, I'm a big fan. And you're going to try to let go. And I'm like, I'm not letting go. Hey, Jordan. I'm a big fan. Now listen, I flew out from Norway all the way to America. And I spent my life savings on this. Like, I have no more money. I just came here to see you. And I knew that if I just came, there'd be an opportunity. Can I work? Can I work for you? Can you mentor me? Now, what's the reaction there? Two words. Fuck no. Fuck no. What's the context of Jordan? He just finished a speech. Probably there's a lot of people want to talk to him. He probably has stuff to do, and you're like, I'm not letting go. Right now is the best time to talk to you. Da-da-da-da-da. What else?
You're not giving any value to it. It's not very important person. Give value to it.
Yep. It's pretty much like, mentor me. Give me.
He wants to get something back. And then
Yeah. Well, the thing is not even so much that. It's like, he probably does want to help you, but he can't help everyone. So it has to be smart. Like, he has to dedicate his time appropriately. What else? Yeah.
He was learned in the wrong way how to ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to please someone.
Yeah. These are really the biggest ones. Like, context. It's not the time and place to do that. You know, literally it's like, number two, you're asking for something. And by saying this, you're also trying to trap him in a way. And that's a subtle thing to realize. It's like, you think that by sharing, your story, it's like, look, I flew all the way from Norway. I spent all my money, blah, 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 blah. What is it trying to do? Like, what's the intention really? It could just be to share your story, but more often than not, it's, this is all I've done. You owe me. And that person will feel it. It's like, although I like you and I would help you, and it could be a great match, it'll immediately like cringe. Fuck taking, start giving value. Literally, you want to someone to help you, someone to mentor you, whatever it is, always offer value. Just give. And you can be smart about this too. You can look at Jordan and be like, okay, what's one area he needs help in? Okay, what's one he doesn't? Sales. So you're not going to go up like, Jordan, I've studied sales my entire life. I have great sales skills. It's like, dude, I already know sales. He doesn't need help with fucking sales, okay? But you could go up and start offering something else. Hey, I know how to film. Hey, I know this health thing, like a fucking trainer or some shit. That is giving a certain skill. Beyond that, you can also give positivity, just positive vibes. You can also give enthusiasm. You'll see this usually, especially with, you could say entrepreneurs who are a little older. As you kind of grow, you lose that spark that someone who's young and hungry has. So it can kind of remind him of that spark. Okay, that's another one. But beyond that, say you have nothing to give. And this should make you realize, by the way, start cultivating stuff that you can give. Cultivate skills. The more skills you have, the more valuable you become. But say you have nothing, all you have to do, as a starting point is do not take. There's a middle ground where you're not giving, but at least you're not taking. And we call this no downside. Create no downside. Where at least, yeah, you're not giving him anything, but there's not that pull. He doesn't feel like something's being sucked out of him. Just that, especially if you're a public speaker like him, and you're probably surrounded with fans and stuff a lot of people are trying to take something from him. If you just don't take, even if you don't give, immediately you rise up above everyone else. And he'll be like, oh, you know what, I'd love to hang out with this person. Sure, I'm not getting any value in terms of skills, so on and so forth, but I don't feel that drain. And as someone moves up, and there's people looking up to that person, it's harder and harder to find people where there is no downside. So you'll stand out just by doing that. No downside. The same with the context, where you can link these two together. If you're like, hey, Jordan, let's go for dinner. Dinner's on me. Now, from our perspective, we think we're doing something nice. It's like, let me buy this guy fucking dinner. You know what? You don't have to pay. Fanciest restaurant, Jordan. I got you. Beyond that, you got to ask yourself, from his perspective, there's the opportunity cost, where instead of having dinner with you, where even though there might not be any downside in the vibe, he could also be accomplishing a lot more and probably making a lot more than the price of that dinner. Now, this sounds obnoxious, but when you do this, like this type of social awareness, it's not about obnoxious or egos or feeling hurt or like, well, I'm doing something good for him. Fuck him for not appreciating it. It's just about logically, objectively looking at what's up and detailing it. He could be making more, so your dinner means shit to him. Yeah, it's a good intention, but that's literally like a fucking kid being like, hey, I made you this sculpture of shit. I love the intention. Trash, right? So harsh. By the way, that's my speaking style. I like to add like crazy graphic just to hammer the point home. Of course, you'll keep the shit sculpture on the fucking shelf until the kid's old enough to be like, what's that? You made it. Toss it. Okay. So it means nothing. On top of that too, in terms of a dinner, you're trapping him until the dinner's over, right? If suddenly it gets weird from his perspective, because he doesn't know you yet, he can't just be like, peace out, because he's stuck at dinner with you. So he's committing. You're asking him to commit to a long period of time stuck with you. So that is creating a certain downside. You want to make it easy. Okay? The same with, I'll add this under here. Context, calibrate. Always fucking calibrate to the context. You might be thinking, okay, no downside for the dinner. What about just walking next to him? Let me walk him out. You know, walk him to his car, his taxi, his fucking limo, whatever. However, even then, yeah, it's not so much creating a downside, but it depends on his reaction. And here we add nuance. So you could be like, you know what, let me just walk you out. I can even make it easy on you. I'm not taking anything. I'm just walking you out, just offering you good vibes or just not taking. However, if you sense as you're walking him out that he's like, has shit to do, or that he's like a little unreceptive, like, oh, okay, thanks, yep, let me just, on my phone, it's like, but Jordan, if you keep doing that, you're done. Because then he just feels that pull and he feels the lack of social awareness, where now you're creating downside. Now you're something that's just not positive, you're just taking. He's like, look, I gotta do this, stop that. So you gotta be smart there. Okay, and I'm just using this example of Jordan just because it's an easy one to illustrate this. You got to, in the vibe, create no downside. In this situation, create no downside. Okay? You also have to differentiate yourself from the masses. Whether that's no downside. For example, if everyone's running up to Jordan, like, Jordan, autograph, don't do that, right? Don't do that. You can still talk to him, but don't do the autograph. Or be the one person that doesn't run up to him. And if you do run up to him during the autograph, that's not time to chat because there's other people waiting. So there's a lot of details, okay? Calibrate. Be aware of the context, act appropriately, and calibrate to the context changing. If you start a story even, you might see him light up. You might see something that's like, hey, Jordan, you know, fucking fuck Leo, or some shit, or I love Leo. I think they're really good friends, but say something about Leo. And you see him light up, oh, Leo? And then you just talk a little too long. And you see him like getting a little bored. Change the fucking story. Don't keep doubling down, or that story that started well will hurt you. And you got to read the person. Read their level of engagement.
You can usually see this in the eyes, in the way they talk, okay? The eyes, we call this like the Bambi eyes, where it goes like, you know, deer in the headlight. For example, you could be telling me something really boring about Oslo. It's like, you know, Oslo was founded in the whatever year, and I'm like, oh, cool. And you're like, hey, by the way, here's this really cool thing that'll help transformation mastery. What? What? Eyes light up because you care, and your vocal tonality will shift into trying for rapport. What? Okay, whatever. What? Really? You got to learn how to read that. Okay? If you see Jordan like, oh, what? Leo? I'm like, oh, okay. Switch it up. Don't commit to it all the time. Okay? And then lastly, nuke any kind of, this is a huge tell, approval sinking. It just shows you fucking care too much. It's try hard. And this applies in terms of relationships with other people, but even in terms of how you present yourself. I'll see this a lot, for example, on Instagram or Instagram stories, or when someone's sharing something. Like say you go up to Jordan, like, Jordan, check this out. And there's that feel of like, look how cool I am. Like it communicates that you're not just there yet, that you don't belong and that you're too excited. So you'll see this, for example, Instagram stories. Classic example, a guy gets into a club that he's never got into before. It's like, whoa, I'm in the high-end club. Instagram story, hey everyone, look at the club. Way too excited about it. What's the intention? Look how cool I am. As opposed to, yo, what's up? Of course I'm in here, blah, 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 blah. As if it's normal. If you go up to Jordan and it seems like it's a big fucking deal, you're talking to him, you're done. As opposed to, of course I belong here, what's up? And these are skills. You're not born with this. You're not born knowing how to read a person and get a feel for that person. You cultivate this by going out, interacting with people, and bringing your awareness to the subtleties. And we hate this because it kind of takes the, you could call it natural flow out of an interaction. And it will for a period of time. You kind of breaking down all those dynamics will kind of get you in your head. But you do it to tweak it and then make it unconscious again, and then you slay.
This is Julien, and welcome to Transformation Mastery.
It was fucking amazing.
This was huge for me. This was so important.
This gave me by far the greatest epiphanies I've ever.
And we got like real deep, and I found some issues within myself. One of the best things I've seen so far in my life.
What you're about to experience going through this program is what completely changed my life on every single level. Okay, be it health, wealth, relationships, higher purpose, you name it. This is the stuff that finally produced that true, long-lasting personal transformation we're all after.